More power than a half-inch anvil can handle. This is the Ingersoll W7152. More on this when we get back. I'm Tim Johnson. This is Shop Tool Reviews. This is the Ingersoll W7152, and it's their high torque half-inch cordless impact wrench. It operates on their IQ V20 series, which is basically their 20-volt platform with the brushless motor on board as well. Now, one of the things you see a lot about this tool is the fact that it's got 1,500 foot-pounds of what they say nut-busting torque or reverse torque. Now, it's got 1,000 pounds of max torque or tightening torque, so it's top of the charts when it comes to cordless half-inch impact wrench, and in fact that's starting to push the limits of the anvil itself. Other engineers have told me before that to actually get a tool like this in a pin detent where you've actually got some a hollow structure inside the anvil, you actually have to detune these wrenches so you're not breaking anvil. So we're literally pushing the limits now of the anvil itself with the power that these guns can put out. So again, this is top of the charts. We actually tested this on our I-beam where we have 10 7/8" bolts, and we tightened them down. We tightened the nuts down to 500 foot-pounds each, and then ran the nuts off with the impact. We did it 3 times in a row and got an average in the 12-second range, and some even sub 12 seconds. Now this would have put it top of the charts in our impact wrench shootout we did a few months ago. So if this would have been out then, this probably would have been at the top of the game there. Now, some of the features I really like on this, first is the 4 power modes here. So you can actually set this to full power, you can set it to half power, and then the 2 modes that I really like here are the wrench type mode and the hand type mode. Now with the hand type mode, you can actually run a fastener in or run a fastener on, run a nut on, and hold your finger on the trigger, and as soon as it senses that it's snug, it's just going to stop the tool even though you still have your finger on the trigger. Put it in the wrench type mode and it'll actually run it on snug and then actually impact a few times, taking it to say 20, 30, 40 foot-pounds, depending on the size of the fastener, and then again it's going to stop even if you have your finger on the trigger. So those are really nice features to have to keep from over tightening fasteners. Now, another feature that I really like on this is the light on this. So the light ring on this gun is second to none. I have not seen on any tool whatsoever, not just an impact wrench, a light that actually broadcasts the light as well as this does. You see you get a full halo effect or a full 360-degree ring of LED light that casts on that fastener, and you'd have to have a huge socket, say 1 3/4 to actually start making a shadow from that light ring. So great light here to shine on here. Also, this can be used as a task light and you can set the brightness here. All I have to do is take the forward reverse selector, put it in the middle, pull the trigger, and I can go from bright to medium to low and then even to off. And wherever I set that, if I go back into forward or reverse and then pull the trigger, it's still off. I can go back to the middle, I can turn that to bright, and now again when I go back to the gun, it's actually going to be in the bright mode. Also, if you put it to the middle and you pull the trigger, you can use it as a task light. It'll actually stay on for 10 minutes. So you're working under a car and after you run the fastener on, or run it off or on, whatever you need, and you need the light, you can just pull the trigger in with the selector in the middle and actually use that as a task light, and you can see it's pretty bright there. So this light is second to none. Great light. And then lastly is the ergonomics of this gun, and it's kind of twofold for me. Number one is the rake in this head. So you actually see the rake in the head here where it's actually kind of tilted up. Ingersoll Rand's really the only one that I know of that does it this obvious, if you will. Matco does it as well, but as far as all your other common tool companies, they don't do that. They have more of a kind of a perpendicular head, but I like the rake on that. I feel like I can get in more areas that way, but it's probably just a preference, if you will, but I really like the rake. Also, the ergonomics of the handle I like. Now, I've got bigger hands, and this is actually wider here. It's kind of broader here through the meat of the handle than, say, a DeWalt or a Milwaukee or maybe even a Makita. So I like it. Others may not. If you have a smaller hand, you may not care for that as much. It's still thin through here, but as far as front to back, it's pretty long, if you will, but I like it. It makes me feel like I can really grab a hold of it, and it's not going anywhere, so I like that. This is a really nice impact wrench. You can get this kit for like $500 for 2 batteries and the charger and the gun. I think you can get the gun by itself for about $300. Again, it's the Ingersoll Rand W7152. Please keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and have a great day.